Welcome to 5 Minutes of Management. I'm Rick, and he's Frank.
That's right, and be sure to join us at March 26th at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. for Workforce Live. Rick, the weather outside is pretty frightful, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. And you know, it makes a young man's fancy turn to spring training.
That's right, Rick. This week, pitchers and catchers for a lot of our Major League Baseball teams are reported to either sunny Florida or Arizona to start the season. Pretty soon they'll be playing exhibition games and having fun under the sun, unlike us here in Chicago.
Yeah. Well, did you know that I've done some research for the magazine's by the numbers section, and I came across some pretty interesting statistics. So, you know who is the highest paid major leaguer?
I don't.
You don't? Well, it would be Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers. And he's making $32.57 million, I believe it is.
Wow.
And so now, another interesting factoid. The average salary for Major League Baseball is at $4 million.
Whoa.
And the minimum salary for major leaguers is at, I believe, $507,000. So not a bad paycheck if you're a Major League Baseball player. And a couple other interesting facts that I came across. So HR departments within baseball organizations, I discovered that the Miami Marlins have 10 people listed in their HR department. And I believe the Boston Red Sox have 8 listed. And I want to say the New York Yankees, surprisingly, have just 1.
Wow.
Now that's just listed. So I don't know. There could be more, but that's the number that they have listed on their official site. Also, I found that 2 teams actually have on-staff full-time chief diversity officers,
right.
And that would be the Cleveland Indians and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, there could be others, but those, again, were the ones that I saw listed.
And there's Wendy Lewis, who's the Major League Baseball chief diversity officer.
Yes, she is as well. So yeah, so there's some really interesting things going on with Major League Baseball and HR. So there is a relation between baseball and HR, just like there's a relation with everything involving baseball.
That's right. In fact, the Arizona Diamondbacks, I think it was 2 or 3 springs ago, Talent Management, our sister publication with Workforce, we actually profiled their HR chief. And you know, she talked about how they integrated pretty much everything into their operations, from, you know, the front office staff to even the players on the field. So she was involved in everything.
Interesting. So yeah, and so there's all sorts of interesting diversity news. And in other news, Frank, I understand that Google or Apple has introduced some more emojis.
That's right. With their latest software release, iOS 8.3, Apple has announced that they're going to be coming out with 300 more emojis. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the terminology, emoji is short for, I believe, emoticon, I think. And if you go on your keyboard and you're texting your friends, those emoticons are those little illustrations or cartoons that come up. You can do a smiley face emoticon, you can do a tired face emoticon, but Apple has really expanded the arsenal available to users. You can now do emoticons for people of all races, or at least many races, as well as many more country flags and different sorts of gender relationships and country flags through the roof. So what does this say about our society that Apple is updating its emoji count?
Oh, I think it's great, and I think it's well overdue. Now, if they can just do Major League Baseball teams, that's what we need.
There you go, there you go. Well, that's all we have for this edition of 5 Minutes of Management. As I mentioned, Workforce Live is coming to Washington, D.C. on March 26th at the National Press Club. We'll see you there.